Yo, welcome back to the Nerds with Glasses podcast, your number one gaming / other stuff podcast on YouTube.
Today.
I'm your host, Knowledge.
And I'm Javi. Captain America, Civil War, straight off the bat. Let's go.
Let's go. New trailer. First trailer came out.
Yes.
First trailer came out.
I can't wait for the next one. But the first one came out. If
So,
you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Go watch it before we discuss
Unless
it.
you don't like Marvel for some reason, and
then just get out of the podcast. Bye. No, yeah, we wanted to just give our impressions about it because, oh man, it's a really, I said to you earlier today, I was like, they perfected trailers.
They've been perfecting trailers.
Like, yes. Yeah, like it's, and it's been going bad the past couple of years where they give away too much, but like
they do give away a lot, but it doesn't ruin the movie.
I mean, trailers in general, not just Marvel, but like, yeah, I agree with you with the Marvel ones. Like, they give you just enough to get you pumped up, but they don't give away like all the biggest plot points.
One of my favorites was besides of course the original Avengers Assemble, was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, oh yeah, that one was good.
And the movie was just like, even though there was a lot in the trailer, you just didn't know. You're just like, what? Like there's so much more to the movie. And
no, I think they did, like, the Guardians of the Galaxy is a good example of what they need to do, where they really set the tone of the movie right from the trailer, so you know what type of movie you're gonna watch. So it was a funny one. All right, so so Captain America. Mm-hmm. Now, first, just impressions. Are you excited?
My favorite of pretty much all the single, because obviously Avengers and stuff, those are probably like the top one of all the Marvel Cinematic Universe recent movies. Yeah, those are definitely up there. But Captain America has been my favorite movie. Like, the first one was my favorite when the first series, the first wave came out.
Yeah, and most people will disagree with you on
yes,
there.
But I love that movie. Yeah, and then Captain America 2 was, I think, kind of universally the best second one.
I think it's the best. Even just overall single one. I think it's even better than Iron Man.
And a lot of people would disagree with that, because Iron Man, the first one especially, is like set the tone for the entire.
Well, it did obviously. And it holds a special place. But the thing about Iron Man 1 for me was it had a great first hour and a half, and then I didn't love the ending. I just thought it was too abrupt, and I don't know. But it was great. It was great.
Yeah, it was a very good origin.
Yeah,
just like. All the other ones have been pretty okay.
They're all right, yeah.
Thor was okay.
I like Thor. I enjoyed Thor. I thought it was funny, action packed.
Mm-hmm. What was the other? I'm trying to think of because there's Captain, Thor, and Iron Man. Those are the only three that they really did an origin
Yeah, and then Hulk was not. He
didn't need an origin really. Damn. Even Ant-Man didn't. You didn't get Hank Pym's origin. Yeah. You got Scott Lang. So these three movies were really.
I feel like we're missing somebody. I don't know why.
Well, because there's so many characters in them. Yeah. But like you said, Hulk doesn't have his own.
No, you're right. I don't know. For some reason, it feels like we're missing one.
I guess. Not part of the Avengers, but the Guardians of the Galaxy was a very good origin.
Okay.
But granted, it was for 4 different characters.
Yeah, no, it's that seems like an Avengers.
Yeah, that's yes, which is what Captain America: Civil War is looking like.
You know what it is? The first wave included Iron Man 2.
What?
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah.
The one that doesn't exist?
Yeah. Iron Man 2 came out before Avengers.
You're right.
So I think that's what I'm thinking of. Anyways, whatever. Let's talk about the trailer.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Are you excited?
The trailer looks amazing. I'm not a huge fan of Bucky, Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
But I am a huge fan. Actually, I wasn't a huge fan of Chris Evans as Captain America.
Okay.
For whatever reason, I just didn't picture Chris Evans as
You weren't a fan before the movie came.
Even during the movie, I was still it was really good. Like I said, it's my favorite of the first wave Avenger movies. Yeah. But I still just something about Chris Evans. I just maybe it was the Fantastic Four. Not that it was bad. Just I just couldn't see him as Captain America for whatever reason. Yeah. I can't think of the reason now. But now he's grown into the role so well, and especially in this movie, his attitude and stuff is just completely different from what I ever seen Chris Evans.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I the attribute about him and we discussed this before, about he's kind of the Boy Scout, right? Just kind of like Superman, the Boy Scout, and that's a big reason why some people don't like Superman, because he's just a Boy Scout.
Mary Sue, I think a lot of like that's another term. Like that's just like the term, like just like the goody two shoes.
Yeah, goody two shoes. And the thing about Captain America, especially in the first Avengers movie and in Winter Soldier, was that he had a cynicism to him. You know, he had a little edge to him that he didn't have before. Now, I'm not big on Captain America. I don't read the comics. He probably has that all the time. But my perception of him as just somebody who's not a big comic book fan and just...
He's the poster boy of America.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, is that Captain America? You know, it's in the name. But I've thoroughly enjoyed his character, especially in Winter Soldier, that he has an undying optimism for good in people. And like he always tries to see the good in everybody first, but because of how everything went down, there is that cynical side to him. And in the trailer here,
he's just tired of everyone's shit.
Yeah, he's tired of everybody having all these different angles and everybody having schemes and stuff. Like the one thing that stood out to me in the trailer was that part when I forgot whoever the guy was talking to. I guess it's the director of something. Like
I can't remember his name, but if I'm not mistaken, he's the same guy from Hulk.
Okay,
he's the
is
dad.
it?
If I'm not mistaken, that's him.
But he's telling them like, you know, you guys are basically vigilantes.
Yeah, you guys operated on unlimited power,
and that can't happen anymore. And he has this look on his face where he's just like,
you are so wrong on so many different levels.
Yeah, like he's just tired of it because he knows that he will always do the right thing. I think everybody knows that about
even
Captain
if other
America.
People don't think it's the right thing.
Yeah. And so
in his heart which is not always a good thing, but in his heart he feels he'll do, or he knows he'll do whatever he believes is good.
Yeah.
Whether it be take down the entirety of S.H.I.E.L.D., like in Winter Soldier.
And so, yeah, I really, like, just that. I just picked that up in the trailer, and I felt it watching it, like, and that was a good acting job on his part because I felt it's kind of like just tired of all these people having these different angles, wanting control.
And that's something you see the opposite in Tony Stark, because in Age of Ultron, you see how scared he is.
Yeah.
You know, even in the Iron Man 3, where he's having the visions of him falling,
Yeah.
He's tired of no one being in control.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if it means, the worst, he doesn't care. He wants something to be in control.
To be secure, to be safe. And that leads into the best part of the trailer is, like, neither of them are completely right. I think. I mean, like you gotta see Tony's part of it.
Yeah,
too,
and a lot of people, like, this trailer did a really good job of not putting the blame on either.
Yeah, like,
even though it's a Captain America movie.
Yeah, you would figure Iron Man, like Tony, would be the enemy or somewhat, and he is if it's a Captain America.
Yeah,
movie.
But it's more of a you're either with us or you're against us, not a like I hate you kind of thing.
Yeah. And so I think it did a really good job of that, of balancing both sides, not making you just like hate Iron Man, because they wouldn't want that anyway, because eventually they have to reunite, I'm guessing, unless they're trying to kill somebody off here.
I mean, spoiler, but in the comic books, Captain dies during Civil War.
Yeah.
That or he just gets his ass beat. I forget which one, because I know he dies.
He gets shot. That's a big difference.
Yeah, because I remember, like, I don't know, like, because obviously, like, comic books are always different. But if I'm not mistaken, he dies in Civil War. Okay. He also dies later on in another comic. Like, he dies in another comic as well. Yeah. But if I'm not mistaken, he dies in Civil War.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if that would be a fucking bombshell.
But I don't think they're going that route.
I just can't see them doing that. Yeah. I can't. I can see someone dying, but not the main two, because they're really the main two characters who drive forward the series. Especially,
obviously, they're the team leaders.
Yeah, and so I can't see either of them dying. But if they did, I would applaud them for that, because that would take guts to do that. Mm-hmm. I don't know how people would feel about it, though. I think,
Well, who cares? Like,
I think more if you heard, like, if I told you, like, dude, Captain America dies in the movie,
Falcon's gonna take his place. He's in the cap.
Okay, but like, is that
or Bucky will take his place?
Is that gonna make people want to watch the movie more? Yeah. Yes. I think people will be like, "What? Like, I gotta go see that thing."
Like, obviously, if they don't do the death good, obviously people are gonna be mad. But if they like,
if they do the Darth Maul death, just like, oh yeah, this just. fuck? Yeah, no, they have to do
if he has, yeah, exactly. But the trailer, it shows at least who's siding with who, which a lot of people we already knew.
Yeah, actually, we guessed it too. We hit it right on the mark. Dude.
Right, there was a rumor that we had looked at. I remember.
Yeah,
and it was just like it was pretty. I mean, I don't think most people agreed either way, and especially in the trailer, if I'm not mistaken, the contract or whatever it is, I remember reading something about it because someone had pointed it out. I don't know how true it is, but this is something I read on like one of the comments was like the name of the act, which I can't remember the name, was something related to the twins.
Okay,
which are. Scarlet Witch and
Silver.
Quicksilver.
God. Yeah. Oh my god.
But it was really pertaining towards them.
Yeah.
Obviously, they were experimented on, became not metahumans, enhanced. The words they use because
mutants.
They can't use that.
They can't use the word mutants.
Yeah, but they're enhanced people, so it would kind of make sense that obviously. Or not make sense, but you can see like why they're trying to like put these people down. And Iron Man and pretty much everyone on Team Iron Man isn't enhanced. They're just like Iron Man and I don't think Black Panther's enhanced. Black Widow isn't enhanced, and she was fighting with him for at least for as far as we know.
As far as the trailer goes.
And then War Machine is just a machine, and then you have Cap, Bucky, and Scarlet Witch.
All enhanced.
That Granted, I think Hawkeye is also on his team, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember if he was in the trailer.
I didn't see him in the trailer. I didn't see him.
Yeah, but he has to be in. I think he has to be in it.
Well, I mean,
and it would make sense if he's on Cap's team because he was controlled, and at least Cap knows that that's what happened to Bucky.
Yeah.
So it would make sense that he's like, I understand, being under someone's control, not being able to do what you.
Now. Yeah, I mean, we should have a separate discussion about what we think about both sides because it's one of those things where you can see both ways. In the end, I would go with Captain America's way if it were me because the problem with control is always like, what if the wrong person's controlling? Yeah,
like, can we not watch Age of Ultron?
Yeah. No, but we can do it right this time.
Exactly.
And
that's what I was saying. Like Tony's just like so scared that even though he saw that he did something wrong, he's like,
we can do it right this time. But I think power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, like they say. So I would go with Team Cap. I think most people would.
I think a lot of people, but who knows?
But I mean, I could definitely understand the other side of it, which is good. Which is good for the movie because there's some real tension.
Yeah.
By the way, the trailer song. Since we're just talking about the trailer itself, that trailer song is godlike. It's probably the best trailer song they've had, in my opinion. I liked it more than the Age of Ultron song. The original Avengers one was amazing, but this one just has like this emotion behind it.
Yeah.
That the other ones were kind of more epic. This one had some real.
Yeah, tension. And this one's a very very personal. Like it opens up with Bucky. Do you remember me? Yeah. And then you get you get Iron Man, like, I was too, like, just very, like, this is really, like, breaking up the team, you know?
Yeah.
But it's something Cap full-heartedly is willing to sacrifice, pretty much.
Yeah. I'm thinking right now, too, about, you were saying about the enhanced, what's his best friend.
Bucky.
Not Bucky, the other one.
Oh, Sam. He's not.
Yeah, he's not.
No, he's not. That's true.
Yeah. So that breaks it up.
That breaks that up. But I'm just saying, like...
just in general, it just seems like...
The enhanced are definitely,
Yeah.
It seems like they're the ones being targeted.
Now, we didn't see Spider-Man.
Nope, we did not.
But
he's still a kid. I think granted, the person playing him is extremely young.
Yeah.
So I wonder how much he's actually going to be in it.
But he's supposed to be somewhat something in it.
Yeah, and I hope he's actually already like established as Spider-Man, not
an origin
Peter
story.
Parker.
Yeah,
finding out he got bit. Peter Parker's still in high school. Like,
yeah, we've seen that too many times already. Like, he's established. Let's explore other stories already.
And then Black Panthers, and then we don't know much about him, which is
he looked like a beast though. That's what fucking we know. But speaking of just the trailer too. War Machine never looked better. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Okay.
War Machine.
He also has never looked worse when he was getting held by Iron Man.
Yeah, if you didn't notice in the trailer, he looks like he's almost dead. Like he's just holding.
Dead.
He is dead.
No, I don't know. But I'm just like,
he's done for.
Yeah, he's gone.
But dude, the War Machine suit just looked fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it was a good trailer.
Yes.
I think.
Overall, like, a lot of emotions, a lot of stuff going through, especially if you're a fan of the movie so far. You've seen the team grow together.
Yeah.
And now you're just seeing the two poster boys just, like...
fighting.
Like, Cap and Bucky were beating the shit out of his suit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And one of the coolest, like, tossing the shield back and forth thing I've ever seen. Iron Man trying to fight back, but he can't.
And my that's the end of the trailer, and that's probably the most epic. People were like, "Oh shit!"
Well, also, the other part before you finish was Bucky trying to pull out
his exactly. He's trying to pull out Iron Man's power source, the core. Yeah, that was. I mean, they barely showed it, but they, but
you just see like the intensity. Like he's gonna rip it out.
Yeah,
like there's no stopping him. It looks like
No, yeah, the thing with Iron Man at the end when they're beating the shit out of him, do you think that's him or you think that's
no?
It's a
I
bot?
Actually no, and I thought that's what you were going to bring up. I don't know if it's actually Iron Man.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if just that scene before where he was pulling out the thing. I don't think Bucky would actually do that to Iron Man. But there might be that he sparks, he snaps. It could actually be Iron Man.
Yeah.
But that kind of like made it seem like, oh, maybe that's not Iron Man to me. Maybe it's just like one of his robots, and he's gonna rip out the core. Because obviously, if you take it out from Iron Man, I don't know if it's actually the one connected anymore. I think it's different now, but
yeah, because remember they did like a surgery.
Yeah, exactly. So
it probably functions different.
Right.
Now. It might have just been the bot. I mean, it's one of those things in the trailer, like they want you to think it's Iron Man, but it's
just
probably
just like in you showed me the Avengers trailer and we're watching it again. We see that really epic scene where it's like, and he's Iron Man's like flying around, killing I can't remember what they're called. I can't pronounce the alien race, but the people coming out of the portal.
Yeah.
He's shooting them, and then as he's going up to keep shooting them, he falls. And
he gets hit. Yeah. And he like.
And then it cuts, and there's no more of the aliens, but he's falling.
Yeah, he's
and
falling.
we know from watching the movie that he's not falling because of that scene. He's falling because of a different scene. Yeah. So they did a really good job of like.
Wonderful editing, and that's what I said. They perfected trailers. They manipulated to make it look just exactly how they want to.
Iron Man 3, Ben Kingsley, like
yeah,
like they made like he's the Mandarin.
Well, they have to. I mean
that was like I just think like they're gonna keep doing that like kind of like like pulling your leg, kind of like look here.
The fucking bait and switch.
Yeah,
just
like look. I mean, granted, I wonder if a lot of people were mad that he wasn't actually the Mandarin, because I guess I don't know much about the Mandarin, but I'm assuming he's a very established, and a lot of people like that character.
I mean, in the trailer, he just seemed like a vicious, sick ass.
And in the movie, he was even more amazing.
Yeah, he was.
He just loved it.
He was hilarious in that. Oh, what was his name?
I can't remember.
It's like, hey, I'm just Jeff, the friend.
I can't remember his name.
My name is Jeff.
I can't remember what his name was, but it was just funny, like how his attitude was like he's just a guy that's drinking and getting high. That's all he's doing.
Yeah, and sleeping with women. Yeah, good for him, making that money. But yeah, I think it's a robot. I don't think they're beating the shit out of Iron Man, unless there's some signifier that people can notice and just say, yeah, that is the real Iron Man. But one thing you brought up right now too, which was interesting that I thought about now is that so you're saying how like Bucky, that you don't think he would do that, but like maybe he triggers. And then there is that one thing that Cap says where he says like he's my friend, I gotta support him, I gotta help him or something like that. So I wonder, because the way he said it kind of seems like if he's gone off the deep end a couple of times, like if he's lost his temper too much, like
in the trailer we don't really see him losing his temper.
Yeah, but it
could happen in the movie.
It's weird because like they're like they show like all the riot gear cops going in, try to take him down, like,
and you just see him running away.
Yeah, and is it one of those things where like they're just trying to go after him because of what he did before?
And that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, or is he still sometimes? Because I don't know if Cap would still support him if he was still doing some. He was.
Yeah, I really do think. Granted, it could change. But I really do think Bucky isn't under control anymore. He's his own person.
Yeah, but he could have flashbacks or
exactly.
Or like, you know.
But also he knows he can't be anywhere because of what he did.
Of what he did, yeah.
Granted, he doesn't want to take responsibility for it because, I mean, honestly, who would? You know, he's scared, you know.
Yeah.
He's, 50 years older and he didn't, like, he just woke up, you know, and he's 50 years older and he did all this shit within, like, a couple of years as well.
You know what, one of those things is always, I think about movies like this, too, is just, he's the bad guy in Winter Soldier and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Did we ever actually see him kill anybody?
I believe so. He killed a couple people.
Did he? I mean,
not anyone important though.
I know he did it. Obviously, nobody important, but it's one of those things where it's just like, yeah, he's the bad guy. He's always fighting against Cap. But I'm just trying to remember if I actually saw him
in the movie. I don't think he actually like killed anyone. I know he has killed people
because he was an assassin. That's right. That's true. Yeah. So, but like in the movie, it's just one of those like, damn, did he ever actually kill anybody?
Because in the movie, like the people he's sent to kill that we see at least are because I remember. I think he kills someone, one of Hydra's agents, the guy that they saved from the ship, the guy with the glasses.
Uh-huh.
I think he kills him, and then Cap follows him.
Oh, that's right. That's in the freeway, but we don't know if that was him who did it or somebody else.
I think it was him because he was one. I'm pretty sure it was him.
Yeah. Okay.
But you're right. I mean, I guess we don't see it, but. He doesn't like. He's also like he doesn't kill anyone else. Like as far as
I mean that's one of those things where it's like if you actually in the movie if you actually saw him murder like 50 bystanders, would it make it harder now to be?
See, but that's the thing. He didn't kill anyone he wasn't supposed to kill.
I know that's what I'm saying, but like so that's
what I'm saying. Like so that's kind of like what people I guess especially Cap looks at because like he knows he's under control, so he's only like killing either to get away, to protect himself. Or what he's ordered to kill. Yes, but I'm saying he probably did murder a bunch of innocent bystanders too. Probably, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when Cap was in that bus and like it was
true. But that's what I'm saying. Like so, but as part of an order, you know what I mean? Because you saw them like they reset him.
I know. I'm not talking about Cap. I'm talking about the audience, us.
Oh, okay.
Like if you actually saw the 50 people that he murdered, would it be harder for you to relate to him?
Oh, okay.
Would it be harder for you to be like, like...
Not really. Because it would be harder for Cap to relate than the audience because we're seeing more than Cap can see. We know that he's been he's had to be reset.
Yeah, but it's like you said, like Cap would just justify it by saying he was ordered to kill me, and in the way he was just following his brainwash orders.
That's the thing I'm saying. Like Cap didn't see him kill that many people.
But even if he did, like he could still justify it by saying
no. But I think he would stop him if that was the case.
Oh, I mean, if he could, he would. But I'm just saying, like I just was one of those things that's funny to me in the movies where it's just like I never saw him murder anybody. That I probably did, but I don't remember. But like the point is, like, yeah, I could easily flip over and just be like, yeah, he's good now. It's all good. Like I know he was brainwashed, it's fine. Right. But if you actually saw the fucking severed body of somebody he killed, like I wonder if that would make the movie better. Like at the end. But of course, they're not that graphic in the Marvel movies. But it's just one of those things I just thought of right now, where it's just like I don't remember actually ever seeing him kill like anybody other than that guy.
I'm sure I can't think of it now.
We need to watch it again to see, but it's just, or maybe we just blank it out and we don't care. We're just like, yeah, fuck it, because he was sick. You're like, yeah, Winter Soldier, he's awesome. All right. Anyways, moving on. Controversial stuff coming out of Dead or Alive Extreme 3.
The volleyball game. The
volleyball game with separate boob physics.
Each boob has its own own physics that it
has its own engine. Yeah. Each boob has its own engine. So they recently announced that they're not going to release that game in the West.
Who announced this? Sorry. Okay, keep going. Sorry. It's just
why would you announce it? Just don't do it. Yeah. All right. So they announced I guess probably somebody asked them. So it's been a long running series. It's one of those shameless games that it's over sexualizes women, and they're in bikinis. They're playing volleyball. And
Dead or Alive is also a fighting game. Correct?
It's a fighting game, but then they also have the
shameless, shameless.
Yeah, they have the volleyball series, and so recently in the past couple of years, especially here, there's been a lot of controversy about hypersexualizing women, treating them just as objects,
right,
and whatnot. And it's gotten to the point where they're actually afraid to release the game in the West,
right,
because, excuse me, of the backlash they'll get. So I don't know. I just thought that's an interesting thing of how far it swung back. What do you think about that? Do you think that they should release it out here, or are they doing the right thing, or what?
No, the fact that they're not releasing it here, it kind of proves their point to the other side. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, if they're kind of like admitting that they are over sexualizing, and they know they are, but they don't want other people to play. It's just like, then don't announce that you're not releasing it. Just release the game.
Yeah,
you know, because. Kind of the opposite happened with Mortal Kombat, where they were putting more clothes on the female characters,
and they shrunk their boob size down,
so to look more, I guess,
realistic.
Realistic. Granted, we have like Melina with the freaking teeth, so it's not realistic. Just like not as sexual, you know, not as voluptuous, you know.
Yeah. Which
they were super skinny girls with huge oversized boobs, you know.
Yeah.
But they lowered it, and a lot of people were mad. But at the same time, it didn't, like, to me, it was just like, you get mad either way almost.
Yeah, it's a lose-lose situation
for the companies.
For the companies, because no matter what you do, it's like, oh no, don't bend to their will. Like, if you want them to have huge boobs, let them have huge boobs. Like, at the end of the day, my argument is always just that developers shouldn't bend their will to anybody. Like, if they want it this way,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, this is what kind of just is kind of dumb on their part. Like, like, you have the game. You're already releasing it somewhere else. You know. You know, if you're gonna get more backlash now than you were if you just released it. You know?
Because you're still doing it just you're just putting sexy girls for the sake of it, not because of anything else. And like, I don't know if there's anything wrong with that. I might be old on this subject, but it's just like, whatever, you know. Like,
well, I guess I'm kind of the same way. I definitely I don't care. Same thing with Quiet from Metal Gear. I know a lot of people.
That's the best example, right?
A lot of people were mad about it. You know, obviously, you know, very sexy woman.
Yeah.
And hardly any clothes.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would have been as big of a deal, especially to me. Like, I didn't care. Until he was like, oh, no, it's because, you know, she has this disease. It's like, no, you put the disease because you wanted to make her sexy, not the other way around.
Yeah, there wasn't this incredible backstory of, like, she has to have little clothes. Because I mean, he tried to justify
That's what they try to justify it, but it's like...
And that was even more insulting. It's like, do you think I'm stupid?
Exactly. It's like, why are you just, like, you're spitting in my face, and, like, I don't care that, you know.
Yeah, it's like you mentioned to me, it's just like, I don't care... what they like. I'm playing the game for the game. I don't care if the girls look good or bad or whatever. Like, if you want to watch
go watch porn.
Watch porn.
Like, if you're mad about Mortal Kombat, as soon as the game was announced, there's already porn about it. Go find it. Like, you don't even have to wait for the game to come out, you know.
Yeah. And so this brings up a bigger discussion to me about how things have changed, but how I think that they're swinging too far the other way. So, like, before,
and it's not just sexism either.
It's everything in society, like, and I don't know, we'll talk about it right now, but like, let's stick into video games. Like, in the early 90s, late 80s, like, women in games were completely sexual objects. They were just a trophy, you know.
Even in recent memory.
Well, I think it's changed, to be honest.
Oh, okay, well, I'm saying, like,
it's still not all the way.
It's still happening.
It still happens.
I mean, but now people that are offended by it are acknowledging it.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of strong female characters in games now. Like, you know, you have people like Jill Valentine, Tomb Raider, Lara Croft, you know, Samus. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't have that back then. When Samus was here, like, everybody freaked out when they found out that Samus was a girl. Like that, you know, they didn't believe it. So, like, I think it is changing, but it's swinging so far this way where it's like, you can't even have a romantic interest for a girl without people saying, like, oh, she's just an object for the hero. Like, she's just a trophy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
and obviously it's because so many things before now have been, they're just the object, you know? So people just see it as that, you know?
And I understand that, but, like, at the end of the day, I feel like if a developer wants to do that, then let them do that. If you don't like it, don't buy the fucking game.
That's exactly like, there's books I won't read because they're offensive to me. I'm not gonna complain about the book being offensive. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's just that's how they read it. I'm not gonna go read it,
and I'm not gonna support it. But yeah, I always think like censorship isn't the answer, and that's what it comes down to. Is like you don't like it this way, so you want to censor it.
Right. Obviously, there's some stuff that has to be.
Yeah, you know, and that's the hypocrisy.
And we're not gonna get in that, but just know that we know there's some stuff that should never that should be censored, or withheld or banned or whatever it is.
All right, no, let's talk about it. So, to the game Hatred. If you guys, okay, so if you guys didn't play this game or heard about this game, what this game was is basically you're just a mass murderer. You're just, basically a serial killer. Like there is no objective. You weren't defending yourself. There wasn't a war. You just got up that. You just got up that day and you just murdered everybody on the streets and you got points for it. And there is a big in the gaming community, there is this big thing about we need to censor this game. We need to get it off of Steam, to the point where I do believe they got it off of Steam for a little bit, or they got it off of Twitch and all this stuff. Now the thing was, those same people who were complaining, a lot of them later came back and said, we can't censor this because then we're just as bad as everybody else. Like we're just censoring people. Like if you don't like it, then let your wallet speak for you. Don't buy it. But then you brought up the example, which is good. It's just all right, well, what if they made a game where you rape people? And, I want to stick to my guns and say all right, no censorship, don't buy it.
Yeah, granted, we're talking because rape and murder, or and sexual assault in general, super high up there. You're
as the worst crimes that you could do.
But for some reason, murdering people is even we see it don't censor that game.
Yeah.
But a game about rape is
yeah, and if I'm being dead honest, I'm sticking to both things where I say you shouldn't censor people, but I'm gonna be a hypocrite and say that if there is a game like that, I would say censor it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because
especially because obviously there's everything's on the internet and there's shit like that everywhere. Child abuse, child assault, and all that kind of shit. But for the most part, these are games we're talking about actually coming out. Hatred was a game that was on Steam.
Yeah.
Kids could see it and just buy it.
Yeah. So it
could be a game you could see on GameStop probably. Obviously they wouldn't let you buy it, but it could be something like that,
Yeah, it's a gray area, and there's no, I don't know. I've never heard anybody give the right answer because I don't think there is a right answer. I think that we have to decide as a society what's good and bad, but then that's a gray area too. And I'll bring up politics. We usually don't want to talk about politics because people are really extreme about
okay. Let's see where you go with this.
All right, people are really extreme about their politics, but whatever. It is what it is. So just in politics, you're seeing the same type of thing where what's going on right now in Mizzou, which is a university in Missouri, I believe. I think that's what it's called, Mizzou. And there a lot of the students, African American students, were complaining about the racial slurs they go, and I know they do. Of course they do. You could keep it 100. Of course they fucking.
I'm just curious. Is there any game that's just straight being a racist? Is there a game just being?
There's probably some low key super underground.
Right.
Game.
Which was obviously there's one for every horrible thing.
But no, none that I think people have heard of. So with this example is, what's going on in that university was that they're getting discriminated against, verbally discriminated, all this type of stuff. And I know that happens. Everybody knows it. If you don't think that happens, I'm telling you it happens. But here's the thing. They wanted to set up these safe spaces where nobody can say anything. And they kind of want to set up campus as a safe space where people aren't allowed to say insensitive things to other people. You know what I mean? You can't... And that happens in schools a lot now too. If you're taking a class on some religion, maybe you're taking sociology of religions or something like that, and then if you don't want to hear about this, you have the right to walk out and not hear about it. You know what I mean? But to me, that's not the answer to the problem. Censorship isn't the answer. You shouldn't, if you don't want to hear about something.
Wait, so you should be able to walk away though?
I think you should have the right to walk away, but I don't think you should want to walk away.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I don't think it's I don't. Well, if it's part of that's another gray area. If it's part of the class, you should have to learn about everything in the class. You shouldn't be able to pick and choose what. Right. You know what I mean? It's gray areas everywhere. My point is, I'm honestly liberal about most things, but at the same time, you know, I'm not one of those people who's just like, I'm just gonna vote Democrat. I'm just gonna vote Republican just because. Like, I look at the issues, and my issue here is the same thing with the gaming thing is, for the most 99% of situations for me, censorship is not the answer. Like, just shutting people up is not the answer, because that's what was happening to you. You know, like if you're
minorities,
like if you're a woman and that you felt that there weren't enough heroines in gaming and that you felt that women were misrepresented, I don't think the answer is to just completely flip it and like not allow developers to put sexy women in their games if they want to, you know?
Right.
Like, I think...
I guess, like, racism would be a better example where, like, you know, technically, I mean, granted, so you don't want people talking bad.
Yeah.
You don't want people being insensitive, so you're going to shut them all up. They're still going to be insensitive. It doesn't fix anything. It just shuts them up.
They'll just be doing it behind your back.
Yeah.
Or
like sometimes it's always like, you know, sometimes letting that out is better than holding it in, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, I'd rather you be upfront in my face because the thing is, you can actually change somebody's mind, although that's rare because everybody's stubborn. You know,
most people were just like, no, shut up, you know, stuff like that.
But you know, that's the only way to change people's minds is to confront it. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't think you're ever going to change people's minds by censoring and shutting people up. And I'm going to use a personal example just because, I mean, that's what makes most sense to me about just race, and it can relate back to gaming or how it works. Anybody who's Mexican or Latino knows that our parents, our like old school parents from the country, are a lot of times fucking racist as fuck.
I think every racist parent.
Yeah, maybe, but like our like Latinos and like older Latinos, a lot of them don't like black people at all. like I'm just being straight. I'm being 100 with you guys. That's just the way it is because they're from the old country, and that's the way it is. Now, my mom is not like super racist or anything like that, but
she's a little racist.
She's just like, you know, she'll throw in a little racism here and there, and she's definitely changed her mind because I grew up with a lot of black people, and I used to work with a lot of young adults like black, because I was working after school teacher and all that stuff.
Let them so they
know. And so like she got to know a lot of them personally, and like she's changed her mind about it because like that's the only way that it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, so if you don't want to hear racist, you know, calling you shit, of course you don't want to hear that. But at the same time, if you just try to shut them up, it's not gonna ever change them. Even if you just change one person out of 1,000,
right? And that's that's the one of the like, you know, a lot of the people that completely don't want sexualized characters in games, they're very much they're very vocal, you know. Yeah. But they're only vocal because they're not scared of being shut up, you know, like,
yeah,
you know?
Because there's freedom of speech.
So, but if it was a little bit more open, the people that are quieter would be able to come out, and then we would actually be able to have like more of a discussion than just this like, shut the fuck up, you know, you're stupid, you're wrong, you know, kind of shit.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a tough thing with that. I think with the Dead or Alive thing, they should just release it in the West. If people don't like it, then even better.
Granted, I really want to know if this statement was directly from them.
Yeah.
Or if it was just like someone saying that, they don't want to release it because they're going to... Or maybe they just know it doesn't sell well in the West. Maybe that's the reason. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
It sells well.
Mike has the entire set.
Like, sex sells.
It does.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. But, yeah, I think... instead of them trying to censoring themselves for fear... See, now they're afraid of backlash. So, like, they rather just not do it. So we set up a culture where... fine. We almost all agree that women should be less sexualized and should be real human beings. So that's why people don't really care, because everybody agrees that.
Well, I don't think everyone. There's obviously.
I think if you ask a large majority of people, they're like,
but they're like I said, they're very silent because they're scared of like
the backlash.
Both sides of being the loud ones. You know, they're the loud people.
But my whole point,
minority.
My point is, if you set up a culture like this, eventually it's going to come to something that you don't agree with, where it's going to be like, you know, there shouldn't be any guns in games,
right?
And I think a lot of people would.
Can you imagine? Oh my god! Like, because that's all. I mean, where a lot of people are already like guns. Like, there's too much gun, not gun control. The opposite. Yeah. There's no gun control.
There's no gun control.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, that's a political issue.
Yeah, exactly. And video games, like, how many games have like. No, like that's the focus of a lot of games. Yeah. First-person shooters, even games that aren't shooters have guns in them.
Dude, like
most games are violent. You know,
they're violent. So that's my point. Is like, yeah, right now, if it's like, okay, no, I agree. Like, women shouldn't just be objects; they should be real human beings. Fine, I don't care about dead or alive, whatever. Like, it's not a game I care about. So to me, it's like, fine, they don't release it. I don't give a shit because women shouldn't be objects; they should be real people, human beings in games. So, but then what if what if it gets to the point where they're like, then people are like, yeah, we're not going to release it in the West because it has guns in it,
or it's too violent. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it'll get to that point, but eventually that stuff happens, and then you'll be like, whoa, buddy, like, no, release it here, fuck that, no, you know what I mean? It's another argument like that to me was like the Harry Potter books, where a lot of people wanted to not only censor the Harry Potter books because it promoted witchcraft or whatever, and it's just one of those things where it's like, what?
The Bible promotes whatever it promotes. Yeah, like I want to ban that. You know?
Yeah, like when you get to that point, it's like censorship isn't the answer. You know what I mean? It's not the answer.
Yeah, it's because sometimes like I was watching this show. It's super fucking weird and like gruesome. It's called Parasite.
Yeah,
like a parasite kind of like it's starting to infect people around the world, whatever, and it infects this kid's arm. It was kind of interesting. I didn't really like it, but I just I kind of liked the idea of it.
Yeah,
and it was just like it was just crazy gruesome. It's just like something you don't really see. I saw it it was on Adult Swim.
Yeah.
But like I liked that I saw it though.
Yeah,
and I can imagine that. Like, I don't know how many people are gonna watch it here that don't watch Adult Swim. You know,
and something like that could probably be censored.
Yeah,
you know, and they start censoring something like that. You're like
I think what was it? Crimson Peak in China was censored because they don't want to put like ghosts into people because it'll cause like hysteria.
Yeah,
like so they censored it. Or so I think something along those lines.
Yeah, I was like, okay, like,
or they didn't release it. I was just like,
come on,
damn, they don't like want ghosts and shit.
Yeah, like see, and that's a good example because it's like a different culture has different standards. You know what I mean?
No witchcraft.
And you can't imagine like what, like
yeah,
ghosts, like
yeah. I mean, I get scared when the lights go off too.
Yeah, like we're not censoring ghosts now. Shit.
Can you imagine? Like, can I censor stealth games?
I know. See, you would go ahead because he hates stealth games. Then you would love it. You're like, yeah, let's censor all the stealth games. You know. And then they're like, yeah, let's censor all beat 'em up or fighting. Let make all the Smash Brother games. There's whoa.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Yeah. So Black Friday is like I guess it's a holiday in America.
It's a death sentence for anyone that goes.
Everybody just spends money that day, tries to buy stuff. There's always some great deals, but it made me think this Black Friday, I saw so many game deals, and I've done this before, and I was wondering if you've done it before. I've bought games.
This is a attack question because he knows I've done it before. He just wants to hear me say it.
I've bought games. And I've never played some of them. Okay. Like, I just bought them because I was like, oh, $5 for this? Like,
you see my Steam account.
Yeah. It's like, damn. Just off the top of my head, for me, I own, like, especially, like, Humble Bundle or something from before.
I'm so sorry I showed you that.
Like, it was like, it's like $5 for, like, the whole EA collection or something like that. Like, I have, like, Dragon Age... part 1 and part 2 Origins, and I've never played them. I have like the Middle Earth RPG one. I haven't played it, at all. I haven't even installed it. I haven't even looked at the code yet. Like, it's still in my.
You haven't redeemed it?
I haven't even redeemed it. The code
Someone
is
want a free
there.
Code.
Yeah, like it's.
Dude, we should just give away Humble Bundle codes.
Why not, dude? Why not? But yeah, you have a lot of games like this. What are some of the standouts for you of games that
Dragon Age Origins?
Oh, you too. You got that one too.
I was the one that told you about it. I was like, hey, Mike, don't you need to do Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2? You're like, yes.
Eventually, yeah.
They're like $3 for the entire.
Done.
Well, like I didn't even give you the website yet.
Yeah, bought it. It's done.
Yeah. I have played a little bit of it, but it's a very long game. So basically, I didn't have the time at the time, and my computer wasn't very good when I bought it. I just bought it because I was like, I'll eventually have a good computer.
Yeah.
Same thing with Tomb Raider for the computer, because I played it before, but I bought it for the computer.
And you just just wanted to admire the graphics.
Yeah, but also just like it was like $5.
Yeah.
For the everything for the.
Now, do you think that's? I don't know. Do you think that's a really negative thing about?
Yeah.
I think a lot of gamers do that.
It's bad. It is bad.
Yeah.
I don't see it as bad, but I know it's bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those like, it's just like, man, for $3, like, I'll buy that shit. Like, I have like Lego Batmans.
Exactly. You're definitely a person that would buy like AAA games if they're like under $10.
Oh yeah,
any AAA game.
Yeah.
I've bought. I forgot what it's. I can't remember the name. It's not Ark. It's a game kind of like Ark, the dinosaur game.
Yeah.
Can't remember the name of it right now. Dino something.
Yeah.
They were selling a 4-pack for like $1.79.
Yeah.
And I haven't even played it since. I played it once with Nico and was it Nico? I know it was, Onyx and Nico, but other than that, I don't think I've touched it.
Yeah, I think you're different because you would buy a lot of the indie games for cheap. I would not buy them because I know, because in my head there's a slight chance that I'll play like Dragon Age eventually.
There's a slight. I mean, like I said, all these games I've at least opened and like installed and then deleted maybe.
Yeah.
Just because I wanted to see what it is. Because I bought Titan Souls recently, which is like kind of like for me, I haven't really played it too much, but from what I can tell, it's really hard. You have basically one touch death.
Yeah.
But you have one arrow that you can recall. But the bosses so far, I don't think I've beat. Like I said, I didn't play very much, but the bosses I wasn't able to beat the first boss. Yeah. I was like, what am I doing?
See, but at least you install them, and then at least you give them like a 10-minute try.
Yeah, and I will eventually, I definitely buy it, especially like I have the Binding of Isaac, which I don't play that much, but I do like whenever I don't have anything to play, I'll just put that on, and that's just like a top-down like directional pad shoot where like Robotron and all those games. Yeah, I guess like like that.
Yeah, the Robotron, Smash TV, if people remember that. That's a classic. At least you try them. I've had games where it's just like literally just it's there. Like,
well, a lot of the Humble Bundle games, I can't think of any right now, but a lot of those I didn't install. I just redeemed them because I was like, I get like 15 games for like $8. I'm like,
I feel like at one point I probably have bought a game maybe like 2 or 3 times because like I feel like for example Dragon, like, so we do the channel, so obviously we do the game movies. Now I might not remember that I bought Dragon Age because I hadn't redeemed it. So then like let's say 2 months from now I was like, hey, we're gonna do Dragon Age for the channel, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna buy it. Like, I just almost did that for StarCraft because the latest StarCraft came out. So I bought the latest StarCraft. I was like, what, we might as well buy the other 2. And then I was like, damn, I think I bought them already. Like, and then I was searching through all my nah. I randomly got on Amazon and I saw that I had bought them and I had the codes on Amazon. I was like, oh, we have them. Like, we have them already.
Get a return. No, you can't.
So it is bad. That's one of my only, because I'm not really a spendthrift on anything other than like technology and games.
That's bad.
But like, that's bad. Well, not even technology. I buy what I need, but with games, sometimes I'm just like, whatever. We'll buy it because we might use it eventually.
I bought the Astros for the Xbox One. I bought the Elite controller. Yeah. I bought a monitor that I didn't really need, but I wanted.
And you're still wearing the same sweater from fucking 1996, like.
I just bought this.
Like, I'm just saying, that's me. Like, I still have the same fucking pants from like fucking,
They're like disintegrating everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, they're still.
I don't know. They're still good. They're still good. I could tape on like a game on there. Just yeah.
Because you have so many. The code from Amazon, you tape it on there.
Shit. Yeah, it's bad for us gamers. point of the story.
Well, anyone who's buying shit like a lot.
Yeah, point of the story is like, don't buy it if you're not gonna play it. Like, there's no reason to, unless it is like legitly though, like the humble bundles, like
buy it.
There's no reason you shouldn't buy it.
Charity.
You can give them away as gifts to friends who really would play it.
Charity.
Yeah.
Developers get some money. Humble bundle makes a little bit. I always try to make it completely even. Like I know I should go charity more, but I'm like, charity, like they're doing it, like you know. So I always split it 100%. Like try to do it as much, because sometimes you can't really put it all the same.
Yeah.
Like because the sliders are kind of weird, but I always try to put it, and it's just like what's the downside to it besides the fact that you're buying a bunch of games and spending money? Like what's the downside?
But it is not even. I guess those are so different because like when I was in college, like I had a GameCube and a PS2. The 360 was out and the PS3 just came out, but I couldn't afford it at the time. I was just playing that. So I used to go to GameStop and just buy like $5, $2 games, and a lot of times I wouldn't play them and I wouldn't even pop them in. I'd just be like, I might play them. But now it's like there's no, like, you're just buying digitally. You know what I mean? Like if it's Humble Bundle, let's say, it's like at the very least with that I can say like, man, it's just a waste to have those games there for nothing.
Some people are opposite though. They'd rather have the physical.
Well, no, I'm saying like I'd rather have the physical.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying, but what I'm saying is as far as like you're not adding any negative to the world. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just information being transferred from one place to another. It's not like you're physically taking a box that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, not even that would be a negative thing, but it just seems like it's what do you have to lose to pay $2 to get like 10 games?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're helping charity, and if you really don't want to play the game, just give it away to a friend who will play it. You know, so it's that, and that I don't see too much negative. But if you're just gonna go buy like Mad Max and not play it,
like I said, I played a lot of it. But like I it's not a game where like it sucks. Like kind of like games like Call of Duty and stuff kind of like ruined a lot of single player games for me.
Yeah,
because I'll play COD for like 8 hours, whatever, right? But it's because it's instant gratification.
Yeah.
Whereas a game like Mad Max or
Fallout.
it's
Fallout's
just like 8 hours and nothing happens.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. No, that's true too. That's been my theory too. Because before Halo 3, like before I played online on consoles, like I used to play a lot of. You know, I would beat the entire Mario 64 Ocarina of Time.
You would have finished. What was it, Mario Sunshine?
Yeah.
I don't think you ever finished that game, right?
I played like 30 minutes of it and I didn't finish it. I'll bet I didn't love it. Like I love Mario 64 more, but still at the same time, my point is like, back when I was a kid and I didn't have online gaming, like I would finish the fucking game because like that's the only game you would get to play for, you know, like I would finish the entire game. Now it's kind of like, I'll fucking...
Yeah, I have 150 games in my Steam library.
Yeah.
Like,
it is what it is.
I don't know what to play. It's kind of like on Netflix. Like, I kind of hate Netflix because I never know what to watch.
Yeah. There's too many options. Yeah.
I'll end up watching like the same movie like 8 times.
And you have all... Series. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those, when you have too much, it's so hard to choose. You just go away. It's like the same thing with an iPod. It's like I could fill my iPod with 10,000 songs.
Hate that.
But like I'll listen to 4. Yeah, like the 4 same songs over and over.
And what sucks is I won't look for the song. I'll just keep hitting next until I get the song I want. Like I'm stupid or something.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's first world problems. It's stupid.
Yeah,
we're stupid. Don't buy fucking games you're not gonna play. There you go.
Unless it's Humble Bundle.
Unless it's Humble Bundle. That's the only pass I give.
Or like a Steam has a really good sale. Or if it's on BlackBerry. Like we're just going back. Yeah. I'm just going back on everything.
Or if you see it in the store.
or if you see it at the store and it looks.
I changed my position on this. Is like no Humble Bundle. That's it. All right, Javi. Okay. New Year's resolution.
No, I will not. I would make it if I believe.
You can't refuse to sell.
No, I can't.
You can't refuse to sell. Fuck that. I'm refusing to sell from here on out.
I'll let you guys know how many games he buys.
Yeah, we'll do a count at the end of the year, and then we'll see how next year goes. All right, so last topic of the week, we had the game roundup for this week. 2 new games, brand new games. It's probably the last, actually 3, but we have no experience with Xenoblade Chronicles, so I don't even want to say anything about it. Although it got pretty good reviews.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if I'd want to play it, but I've always wanted to get into like the JRPG, the Japanese RPG games, because I love Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Kingdom Hearts is one. I don't know.
I would say Kingdom Hearts is westernized because of all the Disney characters. Okay. Even though, because that's what I think. That's what makes the JRPGs different. It's not like game mechanics. It's like the actual. To me, a lot of the stories are like weird, you know, and I'm not too into all those. Some of them, yeah, but even
Final
like
Fantasy 7.
Like some of the some of the Final Fantasies are like, what the like, you know.
Final Fantasy 13. Like,
yeah, Final Fantasy 13 is just, that world is just so foreign to me that I couldn't even relate to it, you know.
Which is, or even what was the other one?
Not that it should be everything that I know, but obviously I want to see different stuff. But it's just, it was weird. Like, it was weird to me, you know. But yeah,
have that open mind.
Anyways,
well, I don't like it either, though. So
yeah, no, yeah, I try to keep an open mind, but JRPGs is a niche, definitely.
Very I think popular niche, though.
Well, I think it's very
So I guess it's not a niche because, well, I don't know, but I definitely, especially with Final Fantasy 7 coming up, and then Final Fantasy 15, hopefully sooner. I'm sure. I think Final Fantasy 7 is going to come out before 15, the remake. Yeah, but I really want to play them because I played a lot. I played quite a bit of Final Fantasy 7. Never finished it. Yeah, just a long game, and but I did like it, and I did finish Crisis Core. Yeah, which I like that one a lot.
On the PSP.
PSP, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how popular they are though. That's a good question. I think everybody will say that it's super popular, but like,
well, I guess I guess yeah.
Okay, here's my thing. I say, because when I'm talking about the Western market, because it's popular in Japan,
right?
So here's my question: is like, it sells 5 million copies. That's how much they sell. It's 5 million copies. They probably sell like 1 million in Japan. You know, like 4 million. That's not a niche. Or that's I guess it. I mean, that is more than most games do. But then you have games like the American games.
Like, I think indie games are niches. Like, those are like,
okay.
Because Final Fantasy is a AAA game still.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. No, fair. That's true. Anyways, so yeah, Xenoblade came out. Don't know anything about Xenoblade Chronicles
X. I know that's the last ship because the trailer is. I kept seeing the trailer. Which is weird. I don't think I've ever. I saw it on TV.
Yeah.
But it's the last.
So they're really trying to push it.
They're the last ship off Earth, and they landed on a planet that needed to take over.
By the way, that's the last. Mark my words. That's the last, like, big-ish game that you're gonna get from the Wii U. Mark my words.
Attack him when it doesn't happen. Like when we get it.
The only game that maybe is Star Fox. You might get that.
No, we are getting that. I thought for sure.
For the Wii U? Okay.
I thought there was already one for sure for the Wii U. Maybe I'm wrong.
It was supposed to come out last month, and then they delayed it.
Well, I'm waiting for the next anyway.
They delayed it indefinitely. Like, how far behind were they that they can't even give you, like, okay,
No. It's just they're not behind. They're just remaking it for the next.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you. All right, whatever. All right, Just Cause 3 also came out. Mm-hmm. I've been playing it. I haven't played part 1,
2, or 3. No, I haven't played any of them.
You haven't played any of them?
Well, I played them, just not
play them.
Like, not play to get through the story.
I'll say this: it's really fun. If you love open world games, this is like the supreme.
If you like something like Far Cry, but for some reason you wanted a grappling hook to travel anywhere, this is the game for you.
That's a good example. Yeah, this game is really like, when you say an open sandbox. It's like with Crackdown, like where you can just like destroy everything. Yeah, it's a better open world game to me than GTA as far as like what you can do in the open world. But GTA is just
you can mod it though. Like I forgot. They actually, I think, added a Just Cause 3 grappling hook.
I'm sure you'll be able to mod Just Cause.
That's true.
It's really good on the PC. So I mean, I'm just saying, as a purely open sandbox game, I think it's better than GTA, just because like the stuff
dislikes. If it wasn't for the previous, the topic previous, it's for this one.
Dislike. Yeah, no, dude. I think it's really good. Worth playing. Story sucks, but story has always sucked for Just Cause, apparently. So.
Whoa, that's harsh. I've never played it, so I don't know. Like I said, when I played it, I was trying to put two cars together so they when they go off, they just crash. Yeah. I was just trying to cause destruction.
Yeah, no, it is fun. Like I was just like driving around, jumped out of my car. I got on top of my car as it was still moving. I was ghost riding the whip.
You were doing the werewolf,
yeah,
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, I forgot what the song was.
I forgot the song too.
Yeah, just surfing on the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and then just like grappling hook to another car, and then it's just open. You can just do whatever, and it's fun. And then the last game, Rainbow Six, the Siege.
Is it just the beta though?
No, it's a full game. The full game is out, and
It's
like I
just
said
multiplayer,
before, I played multiplayer only. I played it, and I didn't enjoy it because I thought it was broken. Hopefully, it's better now. Although I saw a lot of the reviews have said compared it to Battlefront that it's really good, but there's just not enough there. Mm-hmm. There's not enough content there. Was it a game that you weren't even looking forward to?
Well, I love Destiny. Apparently, that game has no content, but I don't like Battlefront or Rainbow Six.
Let's not get into that.
I'm just saying.
Destiny does have content.
Well, everyone says it does, is what I'm saying. That's what everyone has told me. Everyone has argued to me that no, it's a bad game.
I'm not commenting on this. Yeah, this is
like I feel like definitely if you want to go low content, like at least Battlefield. This is comparing Battlefield to Battlefront. But at least Battlefield had like a story to go along with it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, obviously, people spend more time on multiplayer.
Yeah.
But it just feels less because it's just like sometimes you don't want too many options, but sometimes you want just a little bit more options.
Well, I mean, something like Battlefront, for example, only has 11 guns.
Okay.
And it has 12 maps.
But doesn't it have like 18 game modes or some shit?
It has 9.
Okay, but like, and I feel like most of those game modes are almost the same.
Well, I mean, the point is, if it's a multiplayer only game, I mean, Halo 5 launched with 16 maps, and a guaranteed like free 12 maps to come. You know what I mean? Like it's something like when you do it by comparison, you're like, I don't know.
And maybe it's just the maps I played, but the maps I played were
for what Battlefront. Oh yeah, no, I enjoyed it. It's just I don't know if it has longevity, but with Rainbow Six, that's all the reviews I've read so far. So it's gonna be interesting. I don't know if I was gonna play it before because I thought I was gonna have a story, and then they announced it was multiplayer, and I was just like, yeah.
Do you think the Division's gonna be multiplayer only?
Yeah, but I think that's one of those that makes sense, right? It makes sense, like
because that one looks like there's objectives still. Granted, multiplayer games have objectives, but it's kind of like this like open world survival or multiplayer survival game, which is kind of like a DayZ style,
Yeah.
Or that's at least what it looks like.
That's what it is. Yeah, I mean that's what it is, isn't it?
I have no idea. I haven't played it. I think the beta's coming out soon.
Yeah.
I need to get a code for that.
But yeah, Rainbow Six Siege, not that pumped up for it. Hopefully it is good because Rainbow Six has a long legacy. Like Rainbow Six Vegas 2 was fucking awesome. Like
I never got into the whole Rainbow Six. I don't know. I never got into that.
Yeah, it was. That's a niche.
Okay.
I would say that's a niche because I would say the mainstream is just a regular shooter, and like tactical shooters were kind of more just for a certain.
Would you consider like what is Gears?
I would almost put in first person, even though it's not, but it's just a shooter.
That's like one of the few shooters like that a lot of people like that I just couldn't get into. And I felt like it wasn't enough first person. It was too much tactical kind of for me.
Well, I mean, it's just third person.
Yeah,
there is no first person.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. I'm saying, but like, because a lot of people played it like a first person kind of game,
Yeah,
like,
no, I see what you're saying. Yeah, people play it like that. No, it's not. It's not a tactical.
Okay. I just something about it. Yeah, so something about it reminds me of like tactical shooters.
I mean, in a way,
besides the third. I mean, probably just a third person.
In a way, it is because like it is a long what's it called time to kill. I think any game that has a longer time to kill is more tactical, but yeah, I think people just play like shooters, like like it's not like people don't play it like super team oriented.
I don't want to get behind cover,
Yeah,
I think for me it was the running. Oh my god! But anyways, yeah. Rainbow Six. Did you only played at E3 because I played the beta and it was alright, but not something I can really get into.
Yeah. we'll see. Let us know what you guys think. Just Cause 3, I highly recommend if you just like really blowing things up. Really fun.
And
really
Rainbow
fun.
Six, I guess we would recommend if you're gonna play with friends.
Yeah.
If you have friends that are really gonna play with you, it's fun.
Yeah.
But or if you're just a huge fan of Rainbow Six, I think you'll like it.
Yeah, I mean, like from all the reviews and people I've talked to, and from when I played it, it's just like it's a fun game. There just doesn't seem like there's enough there to qualify for a full price game. But who knows? I mean, we haven't played the full game, so we can't say. So we can't say. But
it's just our opinions.
Just our opinions. Just throwing it out there. Game roundup. Nerds with Glasses. Long podcast. Yes. Loved it. Great discussion. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.